host. On today's episode, we talk about understanding your heart health, loving your heart, and how that connects with Organique. Today, I am so excited to be joined by not only a renowned doctor, but also a very dear friend. Dr. Dex is a certified primary family care specialist, a lifestyle medicine specialist, and a clinical nutritionist. You might also recognize him as one of the hosts of TV5's morning show, Good Morning Kapatid. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Dex.
Hi Martina, thank you for having me. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for coming, Doctor. So please tell us more about yourself.
Well, for those who still don't know me, ako si Dr. Dex. Dati na akong kaibigan ng Organic at marami na kaming pinagsamahan together. And for this afternoon or for this Wellness Wednesday, I'm thrilled to be one of your speakers again, or one of your guest doctors to talk about heart health. Kasi mahalaga na pag-usapan natin yung mga puso, lalo ngayon na although hindi na February, although mahaba na yung dinaan ng February, pero kasi nangunguna pa rin dahilan ng pagkamatay ng mga tao ang sakit sa puso. So it's very much kailangan ng mga tao na malaman paano ba natin ipiprevent yung sakit sa puso at ano ba yung magagawa natin para nang sa ganun ay mapanatili nating malusog yung mga hearts natin.
Thank you, Doc. I love how you mentioned that heart health is very important for all of us, and that it is one of the primary diseases that a lot of people unfortunately pass away from in our country. So I wanted to ask you, what are the primary risk factors of heart disease?
Well, we have around two main risk factors. Diyan papasok yung non-modifiable and modifiable risk factors, or those are the two groups of risk factors na meron tayo. So the non-modifiable risk factors, these are things that we cannot do something about. Say for example, your family history, kapag yung nanay natin, yung tatay natin mayroong sakit sa puso, we are predisposed to having that, no? Kasi wala naman yata sa family natin, sa family line natin na makakapamili kung kanino sa kanila ipapanganak. Say for example, you cannot choose your mom, you cannot choose your dad. You cannot even choose your mom's sister, parang ganyan. So kung meron silang mga sakit, pwedeng mapasa nila sa iyo. Pangalawa is age. No? As we age, nagkakaroon din talaga ng problema dyan sa sakit sa puso. Of course, your race. No? Wala namang makakapamili na tomorrow Caucasian ka na, no? Or tomorrow European ka na, tomorrow Black American ka na. Walang ganon. No? And then of course yung ating gender. Although this is a hot topic din na sinasabi na makakapamili ako ng gender, pero you cannot choose your chromosomes. If you were born with XX, you will die with XX. If you're born with XY, you will die with XY. So those are the things that you cannot do something about. But you can do something about the modifiable risk factors. Like for example, obesity, no, papasok din dyan yung ating diet, no? Kapag mas marami kang kinakain ng mga processed foods, kapag mas maraming matatabang pagkain kinakain natin, mas maraming saturated fats, trans fats, at mas marami kayong ginagawa ng mga vices. For example, smoking, drinking alcohol, and stresses natin kasama-sama rin dyan. Also, kasama rin sa risk factor ng pagkakaroon ng sakit sa puso are your comorbidities o yung iba pang mga sakit na meron ka. Diabetes, hypertension, even kidney disease, pwede rin magkakaroon ng problema, and even lung diseases. So lahat ng to, no, meron tayong magagawa. No? Say for example, if you're on the heavier side, you can do something about it. If you are eating a lot of junk foods, you can do something about it. So these are things that we can modify para mabawasan natin yung risk natin na pagkakaroon ng sakit sa puso.
So it's very interesting that you said that. I guess in layman's terms, you can sort of say that it's nature and nurture.
Yes, nature and nurture.
Yeah, it's both, what you're born with, but also how you deal with what you're born with.
Yes, how you deal with it. Sabi nga nila, if you have these risk factors, say for example, your family history, itong mga non-modifiable risk factors, you can do something about it. No? 70% of the time, pwede mo talaga silang mapababa. No? So, about 70% pwede mo may magawa ka. So, doon pa rin tayo papasok kasi ibig sabihin, kung meron tayong magagawa, let's do it right now.
That's true. Like on a personal note, my family, we have like history of lung cancer and heart disease, and so I absolutely will not smoke a single cigarette or vape or anything in my life because I'm so afraid of turning out that way. Going back to heart health, like I said, my family has a history of heart disease, and one of the reasons my grandfather died on my mom's side was a sudden heart attack. So I wanted to ask, what distinguishes a cardiac arrest from a heart attack?
Basically, kapag sinabi natin cardiac arrest, tumigil yung puso. Pero yung heart attack, no, ito yung pagkakaroon ng atake sa puso. Say for example, myocardial infarction, may pagbabara lamang, pero tumitibok pa din siya. No? So, pero kapag nag-arrest na siya, doon na siya talaga kapag nag-flatline. So, parang ganun yun. So, yun yung pagkakaiba nila. So, yung cardiac arrest, kapag ganyan, no, kapag tumigil yung tibok ng puso, dyan papasok yung CPR or cardiopulmonary resuscitation para matulungan yan. Yung heart attack naman, no, minsan kinakailangan lang dyan na maayos lamang yung daluyan ng dugo, no, para dumaloy ulit yung dugo dun sa heart. Remember, we have to protect the heart as well kasi yung heart natin, and meron siya mga blood vessels, and these blood vessels are the ones that are supplying the heart of the blood. So parang sinasabi lang natin na we have to protect the blood vessels of the heart then. So dun papasok yung sinasabi natin din na the heart, before it pumps blood to the different parts of the body, it pumps blood to itself first. So kapag hindi naging maganda yung supply din nun, dyan nagkakaroon ng heart attack. And kapag hindi naagapan, pwede magkaroon ng tinatawag na cardiac arrest.
Oh, wow. I always got those confused, so thank you. So you're talking about like the arteries and the veins and how our blood affects our heart health. Could you talk a little bit more about like our lifestyle changes that could affect, you know, the health of our arteries and our veins?
Well, kapag dyan tayo papasok, no, sa sinasabi nga natin na modifiable, non-modifiable risk factors, there are a lot of things that we can do something about. Say, for example, your food intake. Kapag parati tayong kumakain ng mas maraming fatty foods, mas maraming saturated fats, no, mas kokonti yung fruits and vegetables natin na nakakain. Actually, the standard American diet or yung SAD na tinatawag are very, very high in saturated fats, very high in trans fats, very high in processed grains. And even yung high-fat foods natin and high-fat and masyadong ding matatamis yung mga kinakakain natin. Ito yung mga nagdudulot ng pagbabara dun sa heart natin. Pagbabara sa heart at sa blood vessels nito. So, ito kinakailangan natin itong mabaligtad. No? And very, very low kasi yung standard American diet sa vitamins, sa minerals, sa mga antioxidants natin. So, kaya kinakailangan natin pataasin ito. No, so dyan papasok yung diets natin, no, kasama din dyan yung exercise, yung stresses natin, yung vices, tanggalin yan, and sleep as well. No? And going back to all of those, ang pinakamalaking chunk nito is our diet. No? Around, sabi nga nila, around 60 to 70% it would be our diet. No? That would help us para maiwasan itong mga sakit sa puso na ito. So, dyan papasok ang kinakailangan natin na mas mataas na mga antioxidant level na meron tayo sa katawan. So, when it comes to antioxidants, dyan papasok yung mga deeply colored fruits and vegetables natin. So, sabi nga namin, lagi tayong kakain dapat ng colors of the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And all of those kasi, lalo na yung mga deep colors, mataas yung ORAC value. Tinatawag na oxygen radical absorbance capacity. So dyan papasok yung mga berries natin. No? Yung mga berries natin, ito yung tumutulong sa atin para mapababa natin yung inflammation. Mas maganda, organic siya para maiwasan natin yung mga chemicals na pumapasok pa dun sa ating sistema. Isa nga natin na mga berries natin, katulad nga ng acai berry, mataas talaga yung ORAC value. Pag sinabi natin ORAC value na mataas, yung oxygen radical absorbance capacity or yung kakayanan ng pagkain na mapababa yung inflammation or to fight off those free radicals. So doon papasok yun. Vegetables, fruits, no, and more of whole grains yung kainin natin and iwasan yung mga processed foods.
Very, very interesting. Our listeners are very lucky that, you know, we have Organique Açaí here that, like you said, filled with a high ORAC value, antioxidants, and it will help you live a healthier lifestyle. But you have to live that healthy lifestyle.
Yes, you have to live that.
Yeah.
Hindi po pwede na, inom lang ako nito tapos wala na. You have to do your work pa rin. You have to do your exercise pa rin. You have to eat more vegetables, more fruits, more fiber-rich foods, more microbiome strengthening foods. Yun nga, sinasabi nga natin, gulay, prutas, whole grains, nuts, seeds, legumes. And then, you have to do your movement. You have to reduce your stresses. You have to take out your vices. And also, kasama dyan sa vices na yan, are yung mga pag-init din ng ulo natin. Kasama rin dyan yung pagpupuyat, no? Yung pagka-gadgets, kasama rin dyan kailangan bawasan. At kinakailangan talaga natutulog na mahindi.
Sleep is a very big factor, I think, that a lot of people like overlook.
Yes.
So you talked about the American diet and how the American diet is unfortunately not very healthy.
Yeah.
So what sort of diets do you recommend? Like, I know Mediterranean diets are filled with lots of colors and vegetables. East Asians, like Koreans and Japanese, they're filled with fermented foods. So what do you recommend, sort of?
Well, pagdating sa diets kasi, as a nutritionist dietitian or as a registered nutritionist dietitian, we advocate personalized approach. No, so dyan papasok na tama kayo na-mention mo yung Mediterranean diet, which is actually a plant predominant diet or a plant-based diet. So ang Mediterranean diet, nakakatulong yan kasi it's more of your vegetables, more of your fruits. You also have your lean meat or your lean protein. And then healthy fats like your olive oil, your safflower oil, your avocado oils. So ito, papansinin natin dito, this is around mga 70 to 80% coming from plants. And the other 20 to 30% would be coming from your animal sources, which is good. No? So kailangan talaga we strike the balance. So when it comes to diets, best pa rin po is yung personalized approach. So what we do is to compute. Say for example, you come to me, compute natin yan, alamin natin kung gaano karaming carbohydrates, proteins, and fats yung pwede sa inyo. And then we base it doon sa current diet mo. And then kung kailangan i-modify mo, modify natin. So the standard American diet, it's a big no-no sa mga panahon ngayon. And then the Mediterranean diet is one of the top diets na pinagbabasihan din natin. So kasama ng Mediterranean diet are also the DASH diet or the dietary approach to stop hypertension, which is actually makakatulong din sa heart health na pinag-usapan natin ngayon. Kasi ang dietary approach to stop hypertension has been clinically proven to reduce your blood pressure by 7.5 to 11 points. There's also another diet na sinasabi nga natin na plant-predominant diet, katulad nga ng Mediterranean diet. And studies have shown that if we are able to do this more of a plant-predominant diet, we can reduce the blood cholesterol or the blood bad cholesterol or LDL cholesterol by around 28.6%.
Wow.
By food only,
yeah.
Diba? Kinumpare yun actually sa isang drug which is called the lovastatin. Lovastatin, mga kapatid yan ng rosuvastatin, ng mga simvastatin, atorvastatin, fluvastatin. Nakita na yung lovastatin kaya nang i-reduce by 30%. So the 28.6% is not that high. No, it's not that yung difference nila, the 28.6% versus the 30%, hindi masyadong mataas yung difference nila. Pero ibig sabihin lang, kapag pinakain natin ng more plant predominant yung ating mga nanonood, no, mas nakakatulong yun sa pagpapababa ng bad cholesterol nila, which is actually reducing din yung risk natin ng pagkakaroon ng sakit sa puso.
Wow. Amazing. So I guess to sum it all up, this episode we're really talking about how your lifestyle affects your heart. It's both nature and nurture, yes. But I think nurturing plays a very big role in it, you know, because you can be born with any sort of predisposition or risk factor, but it really depends on how you approach it, right? Very interesting. I guess one sentence to sort of sum it up is it's not just a drink, it's not just food, it's a lifestyle. It's it encompasses your whole sort of attitude towards food and movement. And I hope it encourages all of our listeners right now to maybe do some self-reflection and see how are you treating your heart? How are you treating your body? Are you giving yourself enough nutrients and self-love? And for giving us such a wonderful supplement that can really aid in our lifestyle, in our healthy lifestyle. We also thank Organique for supporting this podcast that's helping your healthy living. It's not just a drink, it's a lifestyle.
Para sa ating mga nanonood, lagi na natin sinasabi na your lifestyle can be your own personal growth. Sabi ko nga sa inyo parati, meron lamang tayong limang rules para alagaan ang ating mga buhay at ang ating mga puso na rin. Una dyan, kumain ng tama. So kasama dyan, yung ating mga sinasabi parati, na eat your colors of the rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Kasama dyan, yung mga antioxidant rich foods. Pangalawa ay gumalaw-galaw para hindi rin pumanaw. Pangatlo, umiwas sa stress mga best. Pang-apat, tanggalin ang mga bisyo, walang mabuting magagawa yun sa mga buhay nyo. At panglima, matulog na mahimbing at sana ngayong gabi mayroon kayong mga minamahal